Hi there and welcome to your Race Advisor Pro Members Area training video. In this video, I'm just going to walk you through the features of your race cards. This isn't designed as a guide to how to use them. We'll do that in another video. This is just designed to show you all the features that are available to you in your Race Advisor software. And as we add new features, we will create new videos to show you those additional features. So when you log in, you'll come to your dashboard, as you know, and from here you can select a race. Now I'm just going to choose a race that has a few runners in, the 325 at Bath, and your race card will load and it's going to look like this. Starting at the top, you'll see that there is a drop down where you can quickly change to any of the other courses today. You can press on the date here to take you straight back to the dashboard if you want to. You can also quickly choose a race time at that track by navigating through the times at the top. Underneath this, you're going to see the name of the race and any conditions of the race next to it. Going down, we can see the predicted race pace is slow, and by clicking on this, we're going to get a description of exactly what that means and the type of pace horses we're expecting to win this race. You can hide that information by clicking on it again. Going down, we get the information about the specific race. This includes the type of race, which is a flat turf, the class of race, class 4, the going, which is firm, the distance, 1 mile, 2 furlongs and 37 yards, the number of runners. After this, we come to some of the features of our software. This particular race card has ratings selected 11. That means that we have selected 11 ratings on the race card. VDW win is 51%. This means that the Van der Waal ratings win historically on this race 51% of the time, and the Van der Waal ratings will historically place on this race 71% of the time. So this gives you an indication of how worthwhile it may be to use the Van der Waal odds and ratings within this race. The probability power is a setting for our PR odds, and we'll look at that in a separate video, but you can just click in the box here to change it, either by typing in a new number or by pressing the arrows here. The public odds is also part of our PR odds settings, and again you can edit that by clicking in the box or pressing the arrow up and down. We'll look at both the probability power and the public odds in another video specifically focused on the PR odds. On the top right here, we have the first symbol, which opens a ratings description page. Here you can see every single rating that we have. You can search for ratings either by their name or by their ID. And if you hover over a rating, you get a description of it. So you can see those very quickly and very easily if you're unsure. We have the Reynolds Score here, and the Reynolds Score focuses on a rating called RR, just here within the race card. And again, we will do another video focused specifically on Reynolds Rankings. This drop down shows you exactly the ratings on your race card that are being considered within the score produced by the Reynolds Ranking here, RR. If you don't want some to be included, we can remove them and it adjusts the score dynamically. But as I said, we will look at the Reynolds Rankings in a separate video. The XL icon allows you to download a spreadsheet which contains all of the data for calculating the PR odds into a file. If you want to use this spreadsheet, you can just click on it and it will open, and it will contain every single race, as you can see here. The date, the time, the course, all of the information and how we have scored it. This allows you to use that information should you wish to in another way. Coming back to the software, we also have our graphs. The speed graphs is something that only exists on the Race Advisor. We click them, it will open in another tab, and this shows us speed charts for every horse in the race. Again, we'll look at this in detail in another video, but this is how you access your speed graphs. Finally, on the top right, we have our race cards. The standard race card is the default one, although you can set any race card as a default in your members area, in your settings. Again, we'll show you how to create race cards and to set them as default in the future. in another video, but we can choose our race cards from here without any difficulty. Underneath this is a drop down showing all of the ratings on the race card we've selected, and if we want to hide any, we can just uncheck the ones we want to hide and recheck the ones we want to show. So if you no longer want to use a rating on a particular race, you can hide it very quickly and very easily. Coming down to the race card. On the left hand side you'll see three icons. The first is a cross. If you no longer want to see a horse, you've decided it's an elimination, you're not considering it as a possible contender anymore, you can press the cross. This will move the horse down to the eliminated horses section. If you want to put it back, you can press the cross again and it will come back up. Non-runners are going to automatically be removed from your race card to the eliminated horses section. Underneath the cross is an eye. By clicking on the eye, it goes green, and that means it's been added to your eye catchers tracking. This horse is now tracked as part of your software, and if you want to go in to the settings for your eye catchers, you can add notes on why you're tracking the horse. And again, we'll show you how to do that in another video. Just click the eye again, and it will remove the horse as an eye catcher. Underneath this icon is a little picture of a horse racing. Clicking on this is going to overlay your race card with the pace ratings for the race. And you can see them all here, and you can click on any of the horses and just overlay the pace ratings. They're the same whichever horse you click on. And you can see then we have an overlay of leader scores, lagger scores, whether the horse is held up, their total pace score, preferred pace if it's possible to calculate it, and the running style we expect from that horse. To get rid of that and hide it, you just press on any of the horses again. Coming over again, we have the race card cloth number at the top, and underneath we have the draw number for the stalls if there is a draw number for this race. And obviously next to these is the horse's silk. And you can see that by hovering over items, we get a little pop-up that will tell you exactly what the information is. So you can see the horse cloth number and their draw number next to them. Moving on, we have the horse's name, followed by their age at the top and their form record underneath. Clicking on a horse's name will open a pop-up for you that shows the horse's history. You can choose a different horse from the race up here. You can add the horse as an eye catcher by clicking on the eye on the right hand side. You have the information about the horse below its name, and we have its previous form here. You can also choose one of your race cards by clicking on the race card tab or selecting from the drop down, and you can see each race the horse has been in and the ratings that they had in that race. And you can use any of the race cards you've made to do this. Coming back to the form tab, we'll just show you the historical form of the horse. And hovering over the information here, you can get the in-running comments for that horse. Coming back to the main race card, we have the trainer and the jockey name, and next to them we have the trainer's strike rate and the jockey's strike rate. So again, you can very quickly see how a trainer and jockey have been performing. Moving on, we have the horse's weight that's being carried in the race and their official rating underneath. All of these columns are sortable just by clicking on the column name, so it's very easy to sort your horses. The next column is the PR odds, and we'll look at these in more detail in another video. You will see that some of them are green, and these are the ones that are indicating that there are values, a value bet to be placed. By clicking on the odds, you'll see how we came up with the score, and you can see it overlays on the right hand side the information. You can see the total score the horse received, the probability based on that score that we gave it, the horses we think are potential contenders in the race, the horse that we believe are going to be the strongest 3 contenders in the race, and the horses that we are eliminating. You can then see the raw odds, and these are the odds that we have come up with based purely on our scores. The PR odds here is a combination of our raw odds and the public odds that are currently available on Betfair. To remove that, you can click on the PR odds for any horse in any of these races and they'll disappear. The Bdw odds, and again we will look at these in more detail in another video, show you the Bdw odds that we have calculated based on the Van der Waal method. Any highlighted in green are potentially value bets. Again, clicking on the odds for any of these horses will bring up the overlay that shows you the Van der Waals form score and ability score and the combined score. Click on them again to hide it. Next to that we have the Betfair odds. You will get a pink arrow pointing upwards if the odds have moved up in the last 5 minutes, if they've drifted. You'll get a blue arrow pointing downwards if the odds have shortened in the last 5 minutes. And you can see there that the pink arrow has just appeared, indicating that Entertaining has drifted over the last 5 minutes and Sky Defender has also drifted over the last 5 minutes. If you click on the odds for a horse, it will open Betfair at that market for you so that you can place your bet straight in. These columns are all fixed so that they're always visible. And then next to that you have the RR column. This is the Reynolds Ranking, and it uses all the ratings on your race card to come up with the score. The lower the score, the better, but again we will look at the Reynolds Ranking in a separate video completely. Then next to this is the ratings that are on your race card. This is the standard race card, and I will show you a strategy for using this in another video. You can scroll from the left to the right to see all of your ratings. You can also click on a horse and highlight it green. When you've clicked on a horse and highlighted it green, it becomes available to add to selections. You can click on multiple horses at once or just one at a time. When you press the Add to Selections button, you see the horse and you can choose a bet type. You can put in an odds range if you want to. I would bet on this from 2.5 to 3.5 and I want to stake £25. You can then add that to selections and it will go to your selections for today. Same way that if we add an eye catcher, that will also be added to that page. So these are all of the features on your race card, and if we come back to our dashboard, you'll see that our eye catcher racing today is Greeley, and the selection that we added is just here. We can delete that selection by pressing the cross button next to it. From your race card, from your dashboard, you can also click on the horse's name if you want to get the pop-up for the horse's history. So those are the features that are available on your race cards, and we'll come back in another video to look at some of them in more detail. Thank you very much for watching.